Every time I start Facebook Live, I always think to myself, will my signal connect? And I have deodorant on my bra. Awesome. So thanks for joining today, guys. Hopefully your comments and feed will start popping up and then I'll be able to see you. I chewed my lip in my sleep. I did that last night. I had a really restless sleep last night. I know this probably seems to be like a reoccurring thing for me at the moment. I had a nightmare and I woke up screaming, which was really bizarre. And then I'd kind of chewed through my lip. I was like, yeah. So please excuse that my lip is slightly red today. I promise I haven't been in a fist fight. So yeah, I always listen to your questions and try my best to respond to as many people as possible, as and when I can. One very reoccurring question that always comes up is how to achieve a flat stomach. And I thought that perhaps I would do a Facebook Live on it today and we can talk through any of the questions that you may have. I can demo some moves for you, different exercises for different abilities, and hopefully help you to achieve the body of your dreams. At the moment, I don't have the body of my dreams, I wouldn't say. Oh, my phone says rotate. I won't move, I'll stay still. When I say I don't have the body of my dreams, ideally, I would want to be in show condition all year round, and that's six-pack, ultra lean, no body fat, no excess body fat, etc., etc. That would be the body of my dreams. That does not mean to say that I'm not happy with my body now. I'm very happy with the lifestyle that I lead. I'm vegan, but I eat loads of food, far more food than what I ever ate when I was a vegetarian. I was a carnivore when I was 5, so I spent the majority of my life without meat, without fish, without eggs. The only thing that I've quit in the last 5 years is dairy. So when you look at it that way, a lot of people think that vegans are always going to be very scrawny, very weak, malnourished, have no protein, lacking calcium, etc., etc. I am living proof that you can be a muscly vegan and you could be as big or as small as you wish to be. I think it's very much down to the quantity and quality of food that you consume. You don't have to look like you're anorexic to be a vegan. I definitely am not anorexic. Back when I was a teenager, I used to starve myself because I was a model at the time and everybody needed to be super skinny with big boobs. So that was what was fashionable and it was very unhealthy, very dangerous for health. So nowadays, I like to be able to have everything that I want to eat. And when I eat good food, I feel good. So it's like a self-fulfilling circle. It's amazing. I will have easily 6 plates of food per day. Whereas if I was to eat dairy or meat, I would probably have to limit that to 3 plates, maybe even 2 plates, depending on portion sizing, because the calories would be ridiculous in dairy and meat. Whereas this way you have the nutrients, the vitamins, the minerals that you need to fuel your body, to reduce fatigue, to up your energy levels, and to boost your immune system. So if anybody is really looking to shift excess weight, so body fat, I would recommend reducing your meat intake. And that's not just because I've been poisoned against animals and things like that, when, you know, people can be kind of Bible bashed into believing that their way is the right way. You know, I've been vegetarian since the age of 5, vegan for the past 5 years. I always supported my children having meat and dairy. And when they said, "Mummy, we want to be like you, we don't want to eat meat or dairy," I said, I want you to have it, just because I don't want my choice to influence you. Whereas as a grown woman now, I've lived my life, I see what works for me, what works for others. I'm studying nutrition. So I do have a very healthy mindset towards that. And when people ask me for advice, I say this is the most successful diet that you can follow. It was originally recognised that the Mediterranean diet was the healthiest that you could have, which is fresh fruit, fresh vegetables and seafood. Actually, they're now recognising veganism as the healthiest diet that you could possibly have, as plant-based protein is easier for the body to digest, to recover from muscles that need to repair. Even if you're not working out, you still need protein in your diet. It fuels everything in your body, all your organs, your hair, your skin, your nails. Your skin is your biggest organ. That needs protein to repair and recover and replace and regrow. So everybody has to have protein in their diet. If you're looking at fitness from a deeper nutritional level, There's proteins that people may not know about. There's a thing called complete proteins. And basically all protein is broken down into amino acids. So these are very small versions, maybe building blocks. You get these from meat. You also get these from vegetables, which is how I get my protein. There is from meat, where animals have consumed plants. They live on grass and hay and foliage that they're able to eat when they're grazing. That's just a pure form of protein. It's wonderful. So when humans are consuming animals, they're also getting protein that the animal has consumed, as well as meat protein. But that's high in fat. It's not healthy in the sense that if they've had antibiotics, the things that are relevant to an animal is not relevant to you. So when you eat that animal, you've eaten everything that has ever gone into their body. You know, would you eat a human when you know that they've smoked or drank alcohol, taken drugs, things like that? Like, you are consuming what they have consumed. And I think it's safe to say that we don't always lead the healthiest lifestyles. So why would you want to eat another animal that you have no knowledge of? They could have had steroids, they could have had infections in skin, and they've had antibiotics in them. You are then putting that into you. That's chemicals that you probably didn't even know about, but you've eaten their history, if that makes sense. So a plant-based protein, when it's combined with different things, so plants, pulses, nuts, seeds, that creates the complete protein that you would find in meat without any of the risks and dangers of consuming animals. And also, you know, animals are then dying, which I hate to kind of bring up subjects like that because I think it's a very sad and negative subject. But why take another life when you don't have to? So that's why I'm very much for veganism. And it's amazing that the world is now taking upon this very healthy, very uplifting lifestyle. And if people are looking to cut fat in the best way possible, look at veganism. Even if you just go 1 day meat-free a week, 2 days meat-free, lower your dairy intake, etc., etc., you know, that will make a big difference. Toyo says, so even if you exercise regularly, you still need to eat fruits and vegetables as a regular part of your diet. Absolutely. When you look at your body, 70% of the way that you are, your size, your shape, your tone, your body mass is made up of your nutrition, your diets. 30% is how active you are and how you work out in the gym. So when you're trying to lose weight, you need to get your diet in line with your activity levels. I look at Millie. Millie, come here, babe. This is my daughter, Millie. Come here, come here. Millie is 10 with...
Yes. She keeps saying I'm 11.
You're coming up for 11 in October. She's coming up for 11 in October. Now, how do you feel about exercise?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever do a workout with mummy?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Do you like to play sports and do crazy things?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay. So if I could put in a scale of 1 to 10 how active Millie is.
Sometimes.
She's a 2 out of 10 at a push. At a push. Millie likes to read books.
Yes.
Do arts and crafts. Watch YouTube videos of tutorials on how to make marshmallow fluff and slime.
Yes.
Yes, a very sedentary lifestyle. Millie prefers to be quiet and calm and collected, and she doesn't really move too much. No. Equally, Millie has lost 17 pounds of body fat in the past 2.5 months.
It might be 18 or 19 now.
We need to weigh today, don't we?
Yeah.
How have you done this, Millie?
By cutting out most dairy or replacing it with low in fat dairy and having not really much junk food.
Yeah. So we have used nutrition to help Millie minus exercise. She doesn't like to exercise, that hasn't changed. Nutrition to help Millie to lose 17 pounds in a couple of months. And it's been life-changing for Millie, absolutely life-changing. And because Millie now weighs far less, it has allowed her to then be a little bit more active, not massively, walking to school, perhaps...
I've always walked to school.
Yeah, but you don't get out of breath now, like you did before. You would walk and you'd huff and puff, you'd be bright red, you'd ask to stop. Things like that have changed. It doesn't affect you in the same way.
Yes, because we've got a steep hill on the way down.
But before, you found it a lot harder. Now it's not as hard for you.
No.
No. And took you over to Nanny's house,
Yeah.
and she was running around all over the place and said, I've never felt so full of energy. Do you remember?
No, I wasn't. That was my street dance lesson.
No, that wasn't your street dance. Do you remember at Nanny's house?
No.
You were in the lounge. You were even doing sit-ups in front of me in the
No, I
lounge.
wasn't.
About a month ago. On Nanny's carpet in the lounge.
No.
Yeah. You'll remember in a minute. You jumping around all over the place. You said, Mummy, I've never had so much energy in all my life. And I said, what's happened to you? What's come over you to be so bouncy, just like Gabriel? Do you remember?
No.
You don't remember? It's about a month ago. You were in Nanny's lounge.
I'm pretty sure that was at street dance.
Oh, it could have been the day of your street dance. Then did we go to Nanny's afterwards?
I don't know.
It was one day, and then she was sat there, and I said, you're like a different child. Like an absolutely different child, Honey Bun.
I just want to say I
Come
am
snug
wearing a
this way.
Halloween top.
Yeah, there's your pyjamas. Come snug this
They're
way
not
so we can see.
pyjamas.
Were you? Oh, I thought they were your pyjamas.
No.
There you go. So Millie went from being a very sedentary child to actually now you get involved. We play at the park. We play basketball now.
Yeah, but I've always enjoyed that.
Yeah, but now you're running around. Instead of sitting there watching everyone else, you're actually doing it yourself as well. Because it goes hand in hand. When you lose weight, everything becomes easier. What I did as a way to show Millie how well she was doing, she didn't think she was changing. She didn't see that she'd lost weight or didn't feel any different in her body. We used 3 ways to measure, didn't we? Mm-hmm. So the weighing scales was one, and it's something that you should never kind of go all in with weighing scales. When you look at your weight, you do have water retention, you have stools in your stomach. What you've eaten that day will sit inside of you until you go to the toilet. Your weight will fluctuate throughout the day. The morning will be different to the evening. One day will be different to the next day. So when you're monitoring body fat, it's a long-term approach. You can't just weigh every single day and then think, oh, I've lost 4 pounds. Now tomorrow I've put on 6 pounds. You know, because that's not down to body fat. That is just the natural occurrence of food and hydration. So even though we did measure with body weight as a marker per week or per 2 weeks, it's something that you can chart progress, but you don't do on a daily basis. We then also used a measuring tape to measure Millie's hips, Millie's waist, and Millie's arms. And that was a way to show how...
Why did you do my arms again?
Because you wanted to see how your body was toning and tightening. So you take a measure across the body. We could have done your thighs also, but we didn't do. We didn't want to make it too invasive. So we used that as a measure. And then we also took before and after pictures. And that was just a case of wearing clothing that was clingy, perhaps a vest, top and shorts, standing against a wall and taking the picture from the same height a few weeks apart, a month apart, to be able to see the difference as your body shrinks. And through the 3 methods, even though you said, Mum, I don't think it's working, I'm not losing any weight, I'm not really doing anything differently, the amount of difference we saw was insane. And I love bread. We bought a bread maker.
We love bread.
We love bread. Again, bread has additives, preservatives for it to last a week on a shelf in a supermarket store. We make homemade bread that's just flour and water and yeast, and it's very natural.
And
Bless
oil
you.
and salt.
And oil and salt. And
I remember the exact measurements.
oh yeah, no, that is oil and salt. Yes, Millie knows the exact measurements, but there's not sugar going into it.
No.
There's not preservatives and chemicals and anything excess that's not necessary. So making homemade bread, switching normal butter for low-fat butter, full-fat milk, reducing to skim milk, or not even needing milk. Millie has a multivitamin, which you've just begun taking now.
Yes.
But you have...
Should I have one now?
You can, darling, yeah. Gabriel's had his. I've totally lost my trail of thought there now. Yeah, just everyday lifestyle switches that can make a massive difference. Because if you think you have a chocolate bar a day, that could be 200 calories. You might have like a Kit Kat or something, or, you know, a small chocolate bar, not the ones that are like 400 calories, like a Mars bar or something. A little snack that you're used to, that becomes part of your everyday life, maybe a cheese sandwich or different things that you're used to, that is your routine. Across a week, you could save 1,000 calories in just making healthier switches, but still having the same food that you love. So we switched shop bought bread for homemade bread. It reduced the calories, made it healthier, and it's still something that tastes amazing, tastes so much better. And as a result of that, Millie felt a lot more content when she had it because she loved it. The taste of it, the texture, it was amazing.
Especially when it was warm.
Love warm bread, warm fresh bread. So these small lifestyle changes have resulted in a massive difference to Millie. And the way to show her that, we used the measurements, the weight and the pictures. I also then got these bags of flour, put them in a shopping bag and made them to the same weight as the weight that Millie had lost in body fat. When she lifted it, it was like lifting another child. And I said, Millie, this is you minus your excess. She picked it up and it was like mind-blowing to understand that that's what it was. And I think for many years, we'd spoke about body weight, body fat, diet, lifestyle, and I'd always left you to your own accord. And Millie wanted to have, as a child, Mummy, I want to have a cake. Mummy, I want an ice cream. Mummy, Nanny's making my favourite dinner. Can I have my favourite dinner? I'd always said, yes, you can. And then I think you got to a point in your own life where you realise, Mummy, I don't want to carry excess body weight anymore. And it's a choice that you have to make for yourself. And every child is different. Every person is different heights, different sizes, different weights. But Millie felt as a 10-year-old that you actually wanted to have a slimmer tummy. And it's something that, you know, anybody can feel confident at any shape or size. There's no right or wrong for bodies. There's no right age to be slim. There's no wrong age to carry excess pounds. You know, if you want to change, you can change. If you don't want to change, you won't change. And I think that's the biggest difference. And whilst I would say to Millie, don't really want you to have that extra little snack or sweet, because, you know, it's probably not good for you, Mies. I call you Mies. But then you really wanted it. And if you didn't have it, you'd be upset. So it's kind of waiting to find the most kind of gentle and correct time to be able to bring about change. And if you're told as a child, as an adult, as anyone, you can't have this, you can't have that, it's suddenly going to be the only thing that you can think about and that you crave. And I think lifestyle shouldn't be a punishment. You shouldn't have to say, you're on a diet, you can't have this, you need to stop doing this, because it's all negatives. And that's only going to lead to rebellion or exhaustion. You're only going to think, oh God, I'm hard done by, this is hard. You won't see it in a positive way. And so instead of negativity, we actually said, okay, these are foods that are unhealthy. Let's eat something that makes us feel good, satisfies us, and tastes great. And then suddenly, you know, when Millie had a sweet or something unhealthy, you decided, oh, Mum, it makes me feel a bit sick. It doesn't really taste as nice as I remember. Oh, it's too much. I can't eat all of it. I need to just have a bite, and then I don't want it. So your body recognised what's good for you, fuels you, and makes you feel good. And actually, when you have something that's bad for you, junk food, suddenly you think, oh, I'm not feeling so great. And it's a natural progression that you have to find yourself. You have to connect to what feels good. And you have to realise that, yes, you know, junk food is going to be sugary, greasy, calorific, full of carbs. And when you eat it, you get that initial craving. It's like, this is so addictive. But then what happens straight afterwards? You crash, your sugar levels drop, you feel tired. Oh, I need some more, I'm feeling rubbish now. And it's this horrible, vicious cycle. Once you get out of that cycle, once you realise how good food feels, then if you have anything that interrupts that, if you have junk, sugar, loads of salt, excess grease, it's ugh. And then, you know, your body is cured. It's an addiction that is unhealthy that you can break. And you've done amazing. It's something that is a steady progress. You didn't just click your fingers, starve, and then suddenly you're skinny. Millie has done this gradually without exercise.
It's almost been 3 months.
Almost 3 months. But you've lost amazing amount of body fat body fat, and that's what it is. It's long-term consistency and longevity. It's a lifestyle change. It's not drinking liquid shakes, dropping a load of weight, and then when you go back to eating food, you put it all back on again and then some. It's not a short-term fix. It's changing the way you have a relationship with food and making it healthy, sustainable, supportive, and ultimately feeling good. Because you don't want to do something that punishes you. You want to do something that makes you feel great. And you are a different lady because of it. And I'm so, so proud of you, my darling. So thank you for leaving comments, guys. As we go through this, even if I've missed what you've written so far because it's scrolling very fast, and I know I've been talking a lot, I will come back after the video finishes and I will do my best to reply to the messages that are on here, the comments. So don't feel disheartened if you're writing comments and I'm not responding right now. Everything you do say will still stay in the video and I will come back to it. Thank you for joining so far. I thought it may be interesting if I do some ab exercises. So when you look at your diet, when you get this lifestyle on track, then the idea that you want to then tone your body, you want to strengthen your core muscles, it will help with your posture, with your fitness, with your flexibility, everything to keep you living the best way that you can. When you live well, when you eat well, when you exercise, it all works beautifully. So here I have in my lounge, I've moved my table out the way if you can see. I have a yoga mat, some ankle weights or wrist weights, and a medicine ball. This is the equipment that I'm going to be using today. You don't have to have any of this at home. It's just something that I thought, a lot of people say to me, can you add weights to a workout? Do I need anything that I can use for beginning a workout when you don't have much resistance or core strength? These are what I would recommend. It's something very simple, very, very inexpensive to purchase. The reason I have a yoga mat is because I have hard flooring. So a yoga mat is really good for your joints. You don't want to just sit on a hard floor. Equally, if you have a carpet, it's going to be a bit more soft and cushioned for you, but then you may get carpet burns if you're doing sit-ups on a carpet. So either put down maybe a bed sheet or a picnic blanket, or throw on the floor just so that you're not getting the friction on your skin. Or if you have a cushioned floor, then, you know, that's absolutely fine. I use a yoga mat just because it prevents you from slipping and just softens hard flooring. A medicine ball is just a weighted ball. You can probably get them even from a supermarket nowadays. They have these amazing fitness sections in most stores, which is great. And it's a weighted ball that you can use for extensions, for moving and stretching. It just gives your body that little bit of extra resistance to be able to add an oomph to your workout. Equally, you don't have to use a ball. I will come and show you it, my darlings. You could grab a water bottle. You could pick up a book. Anything that you can hold in your hand, you can use. So this is from Phoenix Fitness. I think it's probably about 2 kilograms. It's not very heavy, but it's quite dense. And it's good for shifting your weight balance as and when you're moving. I use these for Russian twist and that works really well. Ankle weights are just bags of sand which come on an adjustable strap. When you put them onto your wrists or ankles, when you are extending your arms or your legs, it adds the extra bit of resistance, makes it slightly harder to be able to do your exercise, rather than just having, you know, your arm doesn't really weigh much. So the idea that we're going to be extending our limbs in order to target the core, and the further you reach, the heavier the extension is, the more you pulse it, the more it's going to be focusing and working and exhausting that area of the body, and that's where you're going to get the best results. Millie is here setting up bingo. Interesting. Interesting. Have a load of board games that we're going to be playing. It's the summer holidays in England at the moment. And Gabriel is playing... Gabriel, you playing Super Mario Maker on the Wii U. So, yes, I thought, why not do a home workout today to show you guys how I keep in shape, and how you can be slim after having children. As the majority of you may be men or may not have children, it doesn't have to be just for post-pregnancy or just for mothers. Anything that affects your stomach muscles, this can definitely help. Pregnancy, weight gain, anything that you want to target this area of the body. And equally, even if you do have a slim stomach, even if you don't carry excess body fat, it's always important to stay fit and active, to increase your flexibility, to be able to work your body, use it or lose it, my darlings. So I'm going to pass you over to Millie for one very small moment while I nip to the toilet because I've been drinking lots of water. And when I do a core workout, I definitely need to go for a wee first. So Minx, if you want to answer any questions, reply to people, if you hold the phone there, you can see it, okay? Mm-hmm. So as they scroll, you can answer them and I will be back in 2 seconds.
Okay, so if there's any questions, just ask me. And if you saw me making weird faces when my mum was speaking over there, it's because I had a vitamin. So that's why. Someone asked, what is your name? And my name is Millie and my mum's name is Tracy. And then my brother over there.
You don't need to tell me.
Yeah.
My name's Gabriel.
His name is Gabriel.
And I like playing with
So those are our names.
Are you reading comments? It goes fast, doesn't it?
Yes, very fast.
Right, the mummy trying to set this
Nobody's
up.
really asking any questions.
Oh, you're not asking questions, guys. Thank you for joining.
Like, what's your name?
Ah, asking, what is your name? This is Millie, Millicent.
Hi.
And this is Gabriel. Gabriel. Lantos says, is your mother divorced? My mother or Millie's mother? I'm not divorced. I've never been married, so I'm not divorced. So there you are, my darlings. Mohammed says, you and your mum are so cute. Ah, thanks, guys. Right, if you can see here, I'm going to try and put you on a tripod. This is my limit of technology is using a tripod here. Thank you, John, saying your mother is awesome. You guys are very kind. Right, so please bear with me while I try and get my phone to work on this. Let's see. Oh, it's going to ping and break. There we go. Right, hopefully this will allow me to point the camera at the yoga mat. Will it? Will that work there? Gabriel's trying to interrupt Millie's bingo. So as you can see, you don't really need much equipment for this. I'm going to attach ankle weights. Gabriel's saying, Millie's saying, Gabriel, go play.
This is all about.
You're probably going to hear them argue in a minute. Welcome to life as a single mum. Ankle weights just go on here, and as I mentioned before, guys, it helps to add resistance. Oh, that's a lot heavier than not having ankle weights. I'll come back and read your comments as the video goes through. I will probably get tired and then come and read some. Someone has just said, Lantos says, you're beautiful, do you want to get married? Oh, thank you. Do you know what? I would get married one day, I think. It's one of those things that I always thought I would do in life and then just didn't happen. I never thought I'd be a single parent, but you kind of have to go with it, don't you? Life's social lemons. Make a lemonade. One thing that I do always find really helpful for fitness, guys, as I'm shaking this at you, is a pre-workout. I don't drink coffee. I don't smoke cigarettes, caffeine, nicotine, anything that kind of gives you a buzz. So for me, something that really, really helps is a pre-workout. It basically gives you a kind of energy kick like caffeine, and it helps you to just put your all into a workout. I have that about half an hour, depending on the brand, because some work a lot quicker than others. Before I do my workout, it just gives me the kind of stamina to continue. I never used to use pre-workouts. When I would go to the gym or do home workouts, I would just kind of do it of my own accord, drinking water. Equally then I found that I was exhausted a lot quicker. I didn't achieve my personal best. I didn't push myself as much because I would just think, oh, this is hard. Whereas with this, I'm like, go a little bit longer, stronger, achieve my results a lot quicker. So the effort you put in is the results that you're going to get back. So I do recommend this, but as with anything, if you guys are going to try something new, consult a doctor, make sure your blood pressure's okay, your heart rate's okay, you're in good health, to the extent that if you are to take caffeine, it won't put you into any shock or cause a negative reaction, because everybody is different and there's different strength of pre-workout. It's the difference between having a latte or an espresso, really. John says, your family is awesome. I care about you and your family. Oh, thanks, guys. Right, so I'll get onto this workout because I'm just talking loads. I haven't seen Sandy yet. Sandy, are you there?
It's been like 3 Facebook Lives.
I know, I keep missing Sandy. Sandy, if you're there, I'm looking. The comments are like, oh, this is crazy today. Thanks for joining, guys. I will get on with the workout now because I've probably been talking for about 10 years. So normally when I do my workout, I like to have a mirror. And this probably sounds really weird. When I first started fitness, I didn't want to look in the mirror because I didn't like what I saw. I wasn't massively happy with my appearance after having children. I thought, oh, my body isn't what I want it to be. So I found looking in the mirror embarrassed me. So when I would go to a gym and I'd see people lifting weights in the mirror, I'd think, they're really confident. They're really good at what they do. They know what they're doing. And I didn't feel that I was on that level with them. But actually, using a mirror to work out helps to correct your posture, to make sure that you're doing the reps properly, that you're balanced, you're aligned, and that you are achieving what you set out to do. Because if you're doing it half-heartedly or you're twisted, you could injure yourself. I don't have a mirror here today, oddly enough, because I'm on my lounge floor. So to know if my spine is straight or neutral is probably, going to be a bit iffy because I can't correct. Millie can probably say, Mummy, you're looking a bit wonky there. That would be helpful if you could, my darling. But please allow for any kind of errors in degrees and angles if I'm not spot on today, simply because I can't correct my posture if I can't see my posture. I actually could benefit from having like a portable mirror that you can just lean against a wall and look into, but probably looks quite strange to people. Nikki says, is there any drinks out there that can help you lose weight? Yes, there is, and it's free. You'll be amazed to hear. It's water. Your body needs water to be hydrated. It also needs water to break down fat cells to be able to transfer them out of the body via your urine. So if you're looking to lose weight, up your hydration. Aim for at least 1 litre of water a day, if not 2 to 3 litres. When I was competing for my contest, it was 6 litres. Would you believe it? Insane. But that is the best way for your body to function properly, for your mind to be clear, your brain to work, and to any excess water then will help to expel fat from your body. If you don't have enough water, your organs will take that first. Millie's lost her bingo ball as I'm talking to you. Your organs will take that first because they need to be able to operate and run, which means that you will remain dehydrated. When you are dehydrated, your body thinks that is hunger rather than thirst, because the sensation for hunger and thirst is the exact same feeling. In that sense, you will then eat something. Don't drink instead. A really good tip is to have a glass of water right before you have a meal, because that will help to quench your thirst, reduce dehydration, and allow you then to realise when you are full from food, as opposed to constantly feeling like you've had a meal and you're still hungry. No, you're not hungry. You've had a meal and you're thirsty. Drink a glass of water. Nikki says, I drink loads of water, my love. Perfect. That is the only drink that I would recommend to lose weight. Anything else, you are adding calories to your day. If you're drinking tea and coffee, you can have 5-6 cups a day. It's the equivalent of having a piece of cake. Do you want to have a piece of cake every day if you're trying to lose weight? No. Avoid fizzy drinks, squash, things like that. Go for water. If you want to have flavoured water, put some fruit in it, a slice of lemon, some ginger for your blood.
No.
Yeah.
Sweets.
Yes, sweets aren't healthy either, are they, Gabriel? Ice cream. We switch ice cream in the summer, dairy ice cream, milk and chocolate lollies,
And slush
for
puppies aren't
water lollies.
healthy.
Yes, we use water lollies instead. So
Puppies are healthy, kind of.
So slush puppies are full of slush and sugar, which is crushed up ice, but with lots of sugar and things. So it's not as healthy as a nice lolly. Yeah. So you think of an ice cream, could be, so I'm going to hiccup, maybe 200, 300 calories for a dairy ice cream. You look at an ice lolly, 50 to 100 calories. You're still having something cool and refreshing, but it's not going to load on the pounds. That's what you want to avoid, guys. So it doesn't mean that you have to, quit the things you love. It's just swap them for healthier alternatives and you still get to have them. Blake says, is that water weight you're talking about? No, it's about cutting down, reducing body fat. And body fat is your excess fat that is stored around your organs and the adipose tissue. It's not something that's necessary. You do need some to protect your organs, but excess amounts, when you overeat in calories, when you have unhealthy food, sugary food, salty food, that's then going to be stored. It's kind of saving up for the winter. You know, your body is thinking, how can I keep reserves of energy here in case I run out of food? And you don't need it. You want to be eating food, and the food that you eat burns off as energy so that you're never storing excess. You have as much as you need in a healthy amount, rather than saying, I'm going to carry around 1 or 2 stone extra, because it makes everything harder. You don't want it to be hard. You want to be your optimum weight, your optimum health, and everything that you do, you have lots of energy, you sleep well, you don't feel constantly tired, constantly hungry, constantly craving. Once you find that lifestyle that works, you will just constantly be on point, and it's amazing. Nikki says, what about the power drinks you mix up? Okay, so you're asking about pre-workout. Does pre-workout help you to lose weight? No. Pre-workout helps you to have an extra buzz, an extra energy, like drinking a coffee. So if you drink coffee, you're taking in caffeine, but you're also taking in dairy, unless you are having an espresso, which is just, you know, pure coffee with water. That's probably the less calorific option that you can use. What a pre-workout does is gives you energy and sustainability to push yourself harder in a workout. So imagine if you wake up in the morning and you say, I've just had 8 hours sleep, I've got lots of energy, I'm going to do a workout. You could probably go for an hour perhaps, you put in 80% effort, you feel really good, you achieve a great workout. Look at the very same workout at 10 p.m. at night. You've been at work all day, you've had your dinner, so you're full, you're a bit tired. You're like, oh, you know, it's been really hard. You go to the gym, you can maybe last 40 minutes and you reach about 60% of your ability. You think, it's been a long day, I'm really tired. I gave it my all, but I just didn't have as much inside of me. Which workout's going to burn more calories? Which one's going to give you better results? It's going to be the one where you have the most energy, you're most recovered, you're feeling your best. That's the morning workout. Now look at it from another perspective. Look at it that you've just woken up, you've had a great night's sleep, your body has recovered, it's digested all of the food that you have in your system overnight, your muscles are fresh and repaired because they've been fueled by nutrition when you go to bed at night, the food that you've consumed. Now you are as recovered as possible, as strong as possible, as full of energy as possible, and you have that kick to keep you going. You are motivated. That's going to give you the best workout. Drinking this on its own, having a pre-workout on its own, is not going to just burn off your body fat. Your exercise is going to burn off the body fat. So the effort that you put in is what's going to make the difference. Napandra says, to make body fat less than 15%, what diet do we need to continue? So to have a very lean body, to achieve a six-pack, you need to make the most drastic lifestyle change. That's going to be cutting out sugar and salts without a doubt. It's going to be consuming a lot of water. Looking at, I would recommend the easiest way to do that is to reduce your meat intake. Having lean meats if you can't reduce your meat intake. So you're looking at turkey, chicken breast, fish, salmon, equally to reduce the amount of literally everything, reduce everything. You have to be so precise with your nutrition to achieve that. Your portion sizes will have to be weighed. You can't snack essentially unless you are having protein cookies, but then there is going to be levels of sweeteners in there that again are not going to help you to reduce that body fat. So it's something that I don't find sustainable as a daily lifestyle. It will, if anything, lead you to exhaustion, and it's not something I would recommend. I would recommend finding a healthier balance that you can achieve all year round. And then if you do want to do a competition, it's 12 weeks of strict diet, very, very strict. You'll have the six-pack, you'll have the veins in your arms that are prominent, you'll look in the best shape of your life, but equally your body then has to recover from that. You have to come out of that transitional stage without overeating, without rebounding, because long term, it's not sustainable. It's optimum health, but at a very, very high level. And I would not recommend that as a consistent diet. So guys, I'm now going to get on with my workout. I hope you have found this helpful. And any questions that you have, please continue to leave them. Pre-workout is in. Let's see how we go. Oh, Millie's got the bingo ready. Wow, she set up the whole game while I've been talking. Shall I do it this way? Does this way help?
Things in here.
So the first thing that I would love to show you, without like putting my feet in your face, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Mind out the way of Millie Doodles. Cable's like jumped in. He's like, hey. The first thing that I'm going to do is Russian twist because they're my favourite. So this is an exercise that you can do with your feet up or down. The further you lean back, the more you're going to activate your core. You can lift your feet off the floor. You can add weights. The idea is to, I'm going to cross them so they're not like right in your face, guys. The idea is to transfer the weight to each side, and that's going to be working the whole core. Gabriel, Minnie, they're having like a silent argument. Mind out, dude. Just look at him tiptoeing across. I really have a thing against feet. I don't like my feet, and I feel like I'm just sticking them in your face. Maybe I'll just put them here like this.
That's showing even more.
Is that even worse? I think, Millie, can you grab me a pair of socks, please, darling? I don't like putting feet in people's faces. Gave us a chance to
Gabriel loves doing it. Why don't you see what this happens?
So on average, when I do an ab workout, I like to have a training buddy with me, just because it kind of gives me a marker of how long to go. Because I kind of have this love for abs where I could just keep going and going. I would recommend, if you're starting out, to aim for 10 repetitions of each exercise. Whilst I'm having a workout, mates, could you stick your socks on me? Thank you. Aim for 10 repetitions at a time, maybe go for 3 sets of 10. Then build up from there, add weights, use weighted balls, use weighted ankle straps. Millie's putting my socks on point. Oh, that's much better, I can hide my horrible feet. But yeah, equally, I can just kind of go and go when it comes to abs. I absolutely love it. So, it works quite well. As you can see. Thank you, darling. My little saviour there. Thank you, Minky Doodles.
Gabriel, leave it. No. Gabriel. Gabriel, what if it lands on the number?
Having a little domestic there.
We're not playing.
Hey, why don't you do it on the floor and you can show Gabriel how to play?
Can we play a two-player because Mum's alright?
Yeah, you can play there nicely. If you put it on the floor, then it won't fall over, will it?
I might try to play it.
One thing to always think about when you're training abs, breathe. Always breathe. It makes it so much easier. If you hold your breath and strain, it's like,
I've got loads of more things.
woo! I feel really warm now, guys. Can you come and answer some more questions before I do the next set? Jerry says your daughter was crying. No, bless her. She's trying to play bingo. Let me move the phone around.
I'm not crying.
No, she's not. She's trying to play bingo here, but Gabriel always
No, I'm not.
gets involved.
I don't
Oh,
wanna
you're
play
not?
bingo,
Did you
I'm
set
just
it up?
setting it up.
Okay, we'll play bingo after this, guys. So yeah, I'm feeling nice and warm now. I'm going to show you some other exercises. I will keep my ankle weights on throughout. And thank you, Millie, for putting socks on me. Should have done that to start with. I don't like my feet. I have horrible feet. So any questions that you have, guys, pop them in now. Catch my breath for a minute and then I'll get on with the next set. Maybe I'll lay down for a second. See, I don't know how many I just did there, but I kind of like to go until exhaustion, which is when you really feel that burn.
Sweating.
Yeah, I'm sweating already, babe. When you really feel that burn, this is so going to pop out of the thing, isn't it? And then you know, like you kind of hit this wall. You get to a point where you're like, okay, this is really challenging me now. I want to go 5 or 10 more. And that's the difference. That's where you're going to get your personal best. That's where you're really going to grow. Once the body starts trying to resist, when it's like, oh, this is hard, you know that you are reaching your ability and your capability. So push it that little bit further, and that's where you're going to get the results. Not all of the ones that you throw into it. That's building the foundation. It's kind of the stamina stage. When you get to that really gritty, oh, this is killing me, that's when you're making progress. And equally the same with cardio. When you're just chilling out, you're walking, you know, it's good. You're getting in those steps. But actually, it's when you're out of breath, when you're like, oh, this is challenging me now. That's what really counts. That's when calories are burning. Thanks, guys, for your love and likes and your wonderful comments. I'm just sitting here now catching my breath before I do my next set. John says, your next tattoo, what will it be? So I had a mole removed on my arm. I probably told you guys about this. Oh, it's saying twisting camera. Can you see here now? It was a brown mole on my arm that's just been cut. Oh, I keep saying rotate. I'm laying on the floor here with the camera and it's not liking me moving the phone. So I thought that was going to be cut out with a big scar. I was going to tattoo all the way down the outside of my arm here. But now that it's not actually going to be a scar, I'm really happy, obviously. And I probably won't tattoo the outside of my arm. But as I do have quite a few tattoos here, I would like to link up the inside of my arm, perhaps, rather than, you know, sleeves are kind of always on the outside. From the outside, you can't really tell I've got tattoo. From the inside, it's just a bit different. An inside sleeve, perhaps. Right, I'm probably going to nip to the loo one more time because I drank a whole load of water. And I don't think anyone who hasn't had children will understand how hard it is to drink so much water and train abs. It's like, boom. Blake says, how do you work out the lower part every time? I only do those for the top, not for the bottom. So I have an ab routine, which I kind of switch depending on how I'm feeling, which targets the top to the bottom of the abs. If you're always just doing sit-ups, you're only ever going to work this bit. And whilst this bit is probably the bit that's most noticeable, I like having this little indentation. It feels nice to show it when you show your kind of rib area, and it's pretty. But equally, this is the area that I like to target also, because that's how you get your 6-pack rather than like a little 2-pack. If I sit up, I'll show you, my darlings. Even though I really need to wee, so I've got a bloated tummy right now. This is the area that is obviously most noticeable, but with training, this is what you reduce. As you can see, I've got a few extra pounds here at the minute, which I probably should shift. I'm out of season, I'm not in peak at the minute. Somebody's just asked what my body fat is right now. I think it's about 19%. So for women, it's a lot higher, just because we have children and things. So for men, 19% would look a lot bigger. I think perhaps down to 15% is probably prime. So I'm not far off of that, but equally, as you can see, I like a glass of wine. I have any treats that I want to have. And I do have very large portions when I eat. So I'm not looking to change that. I'm looking to sustain what I enjoy eating by being fit and active. Thank you, Sovet says, you have a beautiful body, hats off to you. Thank you very much, so kind of you. Farouk says, nice your figure. And Reddick says, wow. Thanks, guys. Right, so I'm going to go for one more wee. And then I will come back and do some more. Minky, will you jump on quick? Come say hi. Millie can answer your questions while I'm away. He says 100% US Prime. Is that beef? And Denville says you're looking awesome. Thank you, guys. Right, Mink, let's jump in and answer some questions. Just going to go for a quick wee.
Hello, I'm back.
She's back.
Is there any questions?
Minky,
yes?
you could tell everyone how you feel now that you've lost weight and give them some advice.
Also, yesterday
You could say, you know, how you felt before and how you felt now. Share some advice and help others if they want to lose weight.
I don't really have any advice.
Oh.
Queen.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Mummy, someone's asking you to show them your tattoos.
Oh, my tattoos?
Yes.
Okay. I'm almost there. We're almost there. Hands now. Thank you, Diddles. So someone
There
asked
was
for
no
tattoos.
questions.
There's no questions. I have literally got tattoos everywhere. Tattoos. I don't know how much else I can show.
She's a tattoo woman.
I'm a tattoo woman, am I, Gabriel? So I'm back, guys, and now I'm going to jump on with another ab exercise. Probably shouldn't leave that many minutes in between, but I talk and go to the toilet a lot, so there you go. I'm going to have some more water. Always stay hydrated, and I just love water. So, what can my next one be, Mink? What can my next one be? Okay, I'm going to have to go sideways for this.
Why don't you do burpees with the...
I was going to say I can do a V-sit, but I don't know how this is going to fit on. Oh, I have to change the angle of the camera here, guys. If I put it there. So this is a really good one for gaining control of the stomach muscles. With weights, I'm not sure how well that's going to work. We'll see. The idea is to throw your body off of balance, then correct it with your abs by catching yourself. So it's really nice on the spine, and it also helps to gain that extra control. Start by tucking the knees up, rolling backwards, legs up and catching. Being able to hold it there is what bites. I don't know how well you can see this on camera, guys. I'll just do this until I can't do it anymore. Then I will come back and answer some more comments and questions. The only problem being, I could probably do this all day. So this could be a very long video. If I go to exhaustion on all of it. Maybe I should limit it to like 20 or something per exercise. I can feel my hair just ruffling. Okay, I'll do a couple more. Okay, that'll do for now, guys. Only because you'll just be here for like 10 hours with me, just doing the same thing over and over. So one really fascinating thing that I found when I had my kids, I did Insanity, the home workout, which is like a DVD that you plug in, and you can train from home without equipment when your kids are sleeping or babies are napping and things like that, whether it's school. I found that really useful, and I remember saying to one of the Beachbody coaches for advice, whenever I'm upside down, my muscles become more prominent. And I said, why does it feel that way? Why do I look better upside down than when I'm standing up? And they actually said, when you are upside down, your body has to engage. So we're all used to being upright. We're used to walking on our feet, standing upright. And our body has that kind of flow and balance that it pulls you in for stability. It knows how to balance, your arms, your legs, everything hanging where it should and working together to be able to keep you upright. When you are upside down, suddenly that switch has happened. The body, the legs are the strongest part that anchor you to the floor. So when your legs are in the air, your upper body has to work harder, your core has to work harder because the balance has been thrown. So actually one thing that I really love is being upside down because it's so much more challenging than being up the right way, which is probably pretty obvious. So I always find spending a period of time each day upside down really does challenge my body and bring out the best in it. John says, what type of music do you like? Random! I actually listen to all kinds of music and people find that really strange. When I was growing up, I really loved rock music. I loved heavy metal. I then moved into R&B, to rap music, to house and garage music. And as an adult, I love classical music. So I've found that I don't discriminate against certain artists or certain genres of music. You can't say, oh, I don't listen to pop music because I only like rap music. You don't have to be embarrassed about crossing the two. So I find that actually music that has soul in it, like jazz or blues, anything that has a passion that you connect with, it doesn't matter who sings it or where it comes from or what it's about. If you feel that connection, enjoy it. Because all music is is it something to be enjoyed? So when anyone says, what's your favourite kind of music? I'm like, actually, I love all music. If it's made well and if it's made with purpose and soul, then genre doesn't matter to me. Travis says, let your hair down. My hair, I get so hot when I train. Like, literally, even wearing this, like, I peel my skin off. So I always tie my hair up out the way when I'm training, because it's like in my mouth, in my eyes, everywhere. It's hard being a girl. So one thing that I want to show you when you've done maybe an exercise that raises your heart rate, you want to chuck in something that you can balance. So this is a shoulder stand that I really enjoy. I'm going to try not to fall and smash anything. I'm going to jinx myself now, so you can all laugh if I fall. And I will show you how easy it is, really. I think if you're starting out in balancing, there's do you use weights or do you just work out? Blake, yes, I use cardio to warm up, and then I do a main weight session, so I lift heavy weights. I'm doing a home core toning session today, so the only weights I'm using are a medicine ball and ankle weights. But yes, weights are the main part of my workout when I'm at the gym. I'm at home with the kids now, so I'm doing an indoor workout. I do have a gym in my garden with a multi gym in there that I can use. Barbells, dumbbells, all of the usual, and a pull-up bar on the side of my house, which is really cool. So yeah, I'm just, John, it's very wet and windy outside. It's raining at the minute in England. I'm going to show you how I balance. It's a way to engage the whole body at once. Everything is working, and whilst you're still and calm and controlled and you're focusing on breathing, all of the muscles are going crazy. It's like a duck on the water. You see the duck and it's like, and it's just swimming along looking all calm. Its feet are like underneath. This is something that will really get everything to move and burn and constantly struggle to pull you back so that you're nice and calm. So yes, this is a shoulder stand that I like to use, and you just hold it for as long as you can, really. You can use your arms to support your back, or you can put them out if you want to make it more challenging. You can have your legs upright, make your levers as long as possible, gives you the most resistance, or you can bend your legs and bring them more close to your body. It depends on what you want to do. I don't normally do a shoulder stand with ankle weights, so we're going to see how this works. I think it'll be slightly harder. I'll try my best to keep upright and straight, but again, I don't have a mirror to correct my posture, so posture police, tell me if I'm wrong. Okay, let's give it a go, guys. Hopefully I'll be able to fit in this section so you can see. The idea is to sit and hold, to breathe, focus on breathing, and to sustain it as long as you can. So we'll see how I get on. Right, I need some extra space here. Can you see, guys? Does that work? Am I in the right position? Minky, you might need to check the camera for me, babe, because I can't see how far I am.
Yep, you're in it.
I'm in.
Yep.
Does it actually fit?
Yes, you're in.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It helps if you don't have massive boobs in your mouth.
Massive things.
Mum, I think all the blood is rushing to your head.
Yeah, it will do, darling.
It looks like you've dislocated your shoulder.
No, I haven't. Maybe you could answer some questions, Mink.
Everybody's just saying hi or good.
Hi, guys.
Someone said, I love you, my best friends.
Aw, thank you.
Why can't I tell them?
Now you have set best preference when it comes to music, especially when you get to pick the playlist. So
You have to know where you live because they're your friends. If you don't tell them, then they will never be able to come at your house, Mum.
Someone had a question and said, do you like swimming in a pool or a river?
I prefer a pool, only because you don't get bugs trying to get you if you're indoors. But rivers are very peaceful.
Someone said I need to talk to you.
Talk away. I'm listening, guys.
Oh, this is a question. How can I lose my belly after pregnancy?
Cut down on salt and sugar. Don't eat snacks like biscuits, cakes, chocolate, crisps, processed foods. Make everything
Or
fresh.
or ice creams.
Or ice creams. Switch ice creams for ice
Or
lollies.
toffee.
Switch toffee for...
You can eat toffee to get your tooth out, you know.
Oh yeah, it helps
I
pull your
did that
teeth
and I
out.
pulled a non-wobbly tooth out.
With
Is
toffee.
the camera there to show a nice holding stretch?
Yeah?
Get ready, you might need to turn it.
Yeah.
Am I getting tickled right now?
You like a chair.
Gabriel, move. I believe I've got it in.
Okay, I don't have space to run out of this very well. I'll go sideways. She's on the floor, she's on the floor. Ah. So I feel very nice and warm now. I don't know if you could tell, but that was like a very lovely sensation. I love being upside down. Yes, Minnie's doing it. I'm gonna lay on the floor for a second while I catch my breath and talk to you guys. I love having messy, frizzy, sweaty hair. So that's 3 exercises. It isn't actually very many. I realise it's a lot easier to do an ab workout when you're not constantly talking, when you just do it. But for the purpose of being able to explain myself and show you different things, guys, it's probably quite cool to be able to come and do this. So I'm spacing it out, leaving a longer recovery in between each activity.
Mom,
Gable's joining me. Yes, boodle doodles.
have I did anything silly now?
No, you've been really good.
Right now, but Millie said I shouldn't been doing this on Facebook.
Oh, you mean the sausage, are you? Thinking of the next workout. Okay, so here's one that I love. I always love using a bench at the gym to be able to hold on behind my head and then to do leg lifts. So you just kind of lay there. Oh, it's rotating. Lay there and lift your legs. And this works all the way down and back up again as you're going up and as you're going down. This is targeting all the muscles at once. It's easier if you have something to hold on to. Really hard to do it with a phone in your hand. And after pregnancy, I found there's 2 muscles that run down the center of your stomach and they stretch as you have a baby. You know, the belly comes out here and it's a round dome. Now I find when I engage my stomach muscles, can you see this conical shape? Comes up to a point here where it's a kind of pyramid. And you can really feel it pulling on the muscles, and it's a great way to get back into shape after having a baby. Always wait a minimum of 6 weeks before exercising the stomach.
I kissed Millie on the leg and she
Ah.
said stop.
Okay, Doodles, if she says stop, can you stop, please? So I'm just going to show you some straight leg extensions. The idea being that you target all the way down and back up again in the core. It's working every area rather than just one specific zone. So if you're looking for all over stomach toning, this is a really good one for you. The idea being to try and keep your legs as straight as possible. Some people always have like a little bend to their knees. Other people are fine with a straight leg. It really does help if you've got something here to grab onto. So I like performing this on a bench with my hands behind my head, holding onto the seat. Yeah, you can just hold onto the seat there. On the floor, it's a little bit more difficult. You could put your arms down by your side. Oh, Kia's telling me my phone's spinning. Sorry, guys. You can put your arms down by your side on the floor, or equally try and balance yourself in a way that you can stretch your legs right out. So we'll see how many of these I can do without holding anything. I might grab the medicine ball, actually. It might help to keep me weighted. Let's have a look. So I'm going to set the camera there and see if you can spot my stomach rising up into a cone shape, because I think it's always quite fun. Well, let's stay there. Probably my phone's going to fall off the table. You can tell how hard I'm working based on how frizzy my hair becomes. What does that say? Thanks, guys. Thanks for all your love and likes. I will continue to come back and answer your comments even after the video finishes. Right there. I might need to put the camera there so that you can actually see what I'm doing here rather than just getting my head in. That's probably the best area. Let's have a look. Again, it's harder with some ankle weights on. I'm going to use a medicine ball just to keep me in place. you want to lower the legs to an inch or so off the floor, as low as you can get them, and then come back up. Ankle weights make it so much harder.
Also my sister is 10 years old.
She is, isn't she, Doodle?
But not 11.
No, not quite. I'm sliding all over the floor here. How am I moving my mat? A way to make this harder, even harder than wearing ankle weights, is to alternate between your legs being apart and together. When they're apart, they're going to target the side bit, so when they're together, they're going to target the front. So I split between legs being together and then legs being apart, and that's the reason why I'm doing that, guys. That's together, then we're going to be apart.
Bullseye, one. Well, this is a level I've never made in my life, but it's very easy.
I'm literally wiggling like a caterpillar across the floor here. I'm probably going to disappear out the door in a minute. I need something heavier to hold.
Same speed that man can go.
Okay. I'm really warm now. Again, I don't know how many reps I just did then. I could keep going, but then I'd be here all day. So if you're doing a workout, maybe limit it to 10 reps at a time, and then do that in circles. So maybe 3 or 4 sets of 10 reps if you're wanting to build stamina. Add some ankle weights. Aim to get to about 8 reps, then down to 5 reps. Upping your weights as you go, as your ability increases. So thanks for joining, guys. I've shown you a few of my favourite ones with medicine ball and ankle weights. I think there's probably 3 or 4 different exercises. Travis says, are you single? I have a boyfriend. I've actually been single for about 6 years nearly.
And how long have you been vegan for?
5 years. That actually fits in quite well. I gave up meat 5 years ago. Or dairy rather. Yeah, I kind of dated still since becoming a single mum, but I never introduced anyone to my kids, and it was never the thing where you were like, we're boyfriend, girlfriend, it's an official thing. It was always just, let's spend time together, see how it goes. And then I never actually thought this is someone that I want to marry or bring home to my children or become a part of my daily life. I think it took me a while to kind of trust in relationships again after I was left on my own with 2 young children. It kind of crushed my trust and belief in love and happiness. But actually as time passes, you heal, you meet different people, you kind of learn that lesson. It makes you a stronger person for it. So I'm very grateful for that long term. You know, as I was going through it was quite sad, difficult. I don't think it's the easiest thing for anyone to deal with. But I'm very thankful for the way that it's turned out. And I've now met someone that I'm very proud to call my boyfriend, who is wonderful with my children. And maybe one day we'll get married and have kids. Maybe we won't, who knows. But that's life. And I think as long as you live your everyday in a happy and positive way, then whatever comes your way, you can deal with. Travis says, I wish you were my wife. Ah, thank you. I'm going to grab a water, guys. Doo-doo. I've got Katy Perry on at the minute. I love this video. Can you see it? It's the one where she's like dressed in candy. It's California Girls, I think it's called. So yeah, now I've shown you lots of different exercises that you can do on your back. Sounds quite rude. But this one's going to be one that we're going to move on to the front. When you lay on your back, you're obviously not using any muscles to lay on your back. If you're flat on the floor, you're at rest. And then when you're doing the exercises, when you're lifting your legs, when you're extending, if you're doing a sit-up, you're then isolating that area. If you're on your front, it's the reverse. Much like being upside down compared to standing up the right way, your body then has to engage the muscles to be able to hold you stable. So obviously when you're sleeping, your body's at complete rest and relaxation. Nothing is engaging to keep you laying on a bed. If you were to be lifted off the bed on your stomach slightly, then yes, you are going to be working to stay static. Vicky says, tired face. Thank you. Yeah, I just had a nightmare last night and I had 2 kids and I work long hours. But apart from that, yeah, I am pretty tired, but that's fine, isn't everyone? Yeah, I just don't know why I woke up with a nightmare last night. It was awful. I normally do sleep quite well. I did used to struggle to sleep, but yeah, for some reason, I didn't. It's not like I ate cheese or anything. I just had a nightmare last night. Interesting. Now I'm going to show you a front exercise that you can use to tone your stomach. Again, being on your front, like I say, so I'm sweaty, my whole face is like glowing. Being on your front really does make a difference. What I may actually do is bring you onto the floor. Do you want to come on the floor? Here we go. I'll try to straighten my rug. It looks like I've ruffled up a bed, doesn't it? So this one, I have my ankle weights. How am I going to do this? How am I actually going to do this? Show you my ankle weights, my lovely socks. I might have to be more front on. Does that fit in? Oh yeah, that fits in. So the idea of this is to be on all fours, pull your belly button up into your spine, so engage, pull it in. And then you're going to lift the legs to the elbows and then up. I've got ankle weights on. Oh, my feet are like, which way am I going? That way. No, Gabriel.
Whoops.
Gabriel just kicked the phone over, that's fine. Careful with your toes. Can you sit on the sofa, darling?
Also,
Good boy.
Your phone rotated.
It did rotate, yeah. So, should we try that again? That was just my son kicking the camera over. You bring your elbow to your knee, lift it back up. Down and up. All the while keeping your stomach engaged. That means pulling your belly button up to your spine.
Mum, have I been annoying you?
And pulsing. No, you haven't been annoying me, darling. And however many you do on your left side, you want to then do on your right side. So I'm not actually counting, I'm just talking at you.
Is that a little bit annoying?
You're okay, Doodles. Just be careful that you don't knock things over. The idea being to remain slow and controlled. If you're rushing it like that, you know, yes, it's going to work, you're going to get the reps in, but actually, the slower you do it, the more control you need, the more your body is adjusting, and it just challenges you that little bit more. My foot looks like it's going off at all funny different angles behind me. I'll try to be consistent. I can actually use the phone now to check my posture and make sure that it's a bit more balanced as opposed to just guessing where I'm at. There's probably a few on that side, I'll change to the other side. Again, you want to make sure that you're working your body evenly, left to right.
And she's doing yoga.
Yes, you want to work your body evenly left to right, because if one side is stronger than the other, you'll be able to balance and your muscles will either over or undercompensate for that. So it's really good to keep track of how many you're doing. Unlike right now when I'm just doing them until it burns. Can't quite read your comments from here, guys. It's moving very fast and the phone's quite far away, but I will come back to them and reply as and when I can, my darlings. So even if you have asked a question you haven't got an answer yet, please don't be disheartened. I will continue to come back to it. Okay, another exercise while we're in this position. Again, just targets different areas of the abs to make sure that you're working as many sides as possible. You don't just want it down the middle, you want to get that nice V as well. So these are the side ones. Just bringing the leg up and round, back. And literally any area, any direction, any way that you can think of moving your limbs, you are going to be targeting a different muscle group. So there is no right or wrong when it comes to fitness in that sense. Gabriel, mind your toes, darling. You think if you're doing a day job, if you are lifting, if you're walking, if you're bending down to pick things up, that is all exercise, and exercise is good. It's going to be working, training resisting, building strength and stamina. So, you know, even if you wanted to do side exercises, you want to do them straight, you want to use weights, any variation you can think of doesn't have to already exist. You can invent it, you can make up new ones. Just do so slow and steady. Focus on your posture, focus on breathing. Where's Gabriel going? He's moved it for me.
So it doesn't get kicked. Make it.
Can you leave it there, please, Doodle?
Well, I might
Thank you. Just leave it there, please. If you lift your toes up, you won't kick it over. Sorry, guys. Gabriel just decided to move my phone.
Wow, I'm doing lots of that.
But I think like the main thing to kind of take away from this, if you're at a gym and you see people doing all these crazy, insane combinations and exercises, don't feel disheartened. Don't think it's like some secret kind of society that knows what you don't. Give it a go. Put your own twist on it. Do what works for you. I'm going to do a straight leg raise now. It's just off the floor and up slightly. This also works the glutes and it helps to tone the general lower body area. Yeah, everybody has something that works for them. Perhaps a certain move might be too difficult. You can adjust it, you can make it easier. With this, if it's hard to do a straight leg, just bend your leg. There's not so much resistance there. Take off the ankle weights, obviously, and do less reps. Nobody's perfect, nobody gets it right first time. The more you do it, the more your ability will increase, the easier it becomes, and the more you're able to achieve. But I think just don't be deterred by going to a gym and thinking suddenly everyone's far stronger or slimmer or better at what they're doing. That's not the way that you should look at it. You should think, they all started in my position and now look where they are. You can certainly aspire to achieve the same. And you should see it as a positive influence and something to work towards. Don't ever see it as a negative or feel that you don't fit in. Because you know what? We're all beginners to start with. Nobody just starts off amazing at what they do. And everything you do, you pick up new tips and tricks as you go along. You know, I'm certainly learning by the day. I'm not perfect and I never will be. But equally, you can help others to achieve a healthy and sustainable lifestyle. I am very warm now. So as you can see, just from a short workout this morning, I'm literally glowing. And I'm so out of breath right now. Doesn't make it the easiest to speak. You can see the sweat going on here. Veins, redness, frizzy hair. Boom! So whilst I'm here, we'll go to another... Oh, rotating phone again. It's telling me off. Facebook. Whilst I'm here, I will show you another activity. I don't know if you can hear me when it says phone's rotating. It keeps coming up with this message telling me off for moving too much. Oh look, I have a breast sweat. Lovely. This is a really good way to tone your lower body here, around the glutes, around the thighs, and also engage the core. It's a very simple exercise. You just ground your feet, rise up onto your shoulders, keep a straight line from your shoulders to your knees, and clench, squeeze the buttocks. And that's a way to engage your core and also have a nice peachy bum. So you just hold it. Probably sounds easy. Feels like someone has set fire to me. So I'm gonna leave the phone there and try and answer some of your comments if I can read them sideways on whilst holding. I can't see too well, but I am here, guys. You can see me breathing, my core struggling here to hold posture. You just hold it for as long as you can. And you can see my tattoos. Can you read what my favourite song is on my ribs? I'll try and move you slightly further away so you can see my posture, guys. I can't read your comments anyway. They're scrolling so fast and it's from a different angle. So it's just rising up and holding for as long as possible. Burns the legs, burns the core. You feel it down the quads, down here, in here. It's a really good total area. And when your heart rate is raised from having your workout, this is a nice static stretch that you can hold a posture. All your muscles are engaging and you just have to fight to stay where you are, keeping a nice straight line all the way down to the knees. Don't know if you can still hear and see me, guys. I'm just going to stay here for as long as I can hold it. Gable's going to join in. Mind out, Boodles, please. Excuse me. You can come this side, honey. Come round the other side. Come round this side. Come see Mamushka. Good boy. Oh, I'm getting nice hugs right now. Thank you, Baba. I'm getting hugs and kisses. Thank you, Baba. I'm stroking. You can't see this. It looks quite strange. It looks like I'm patting my belly, but there's actually my son here. Hey, Baba.
Hey, I've got a new haircut today.
You have got a new haircut. It's all fluffy. It's all fluffy. Ah, I'm getting kisses. Thank you, darling. And tickles. That makes the workout a lot harder when I'm having tickles. Thank you. Oh, and hugs. Thank you, Baba.
But guys, you have to go to computer levels.
Yeah, Gable's playing Mario. Careful, Baba. It's okay. Don't worry. You're okay.
It happens like true.
Be careful. Watch where you're going, darling.
Thank God it's tied to the thing.
So this probably doesn't look like it's anything challenging, but it's such a burner. And if you're doing this with me, guys, you can probably feel my pain right now. Definitely something to try. Yeah, wow. I'm going to drag the phone over and go back up. Hold posture, because it's probably quite boring for you just seeing like that. Let me take the tripod off and hope it will stop telling me to rotate. Oh no, what's it doing? What's it doing? Is it that? Oh, you're still there, guys. Sorry, my hair's like frisbee central. Ah, phone's like, don't rotate yourself. I'm not rotating. So, I'll say it again. Sorry, guys. I don't know if it comes up every time it does that, but it's like constantly flashing up warnings on my phone, like, stop rotating yourself. My necklace is back because my hair's frizzy. I just want to thank you for joining me today. I hope you've learned a few tips and tricks. And as I say, make it yours. Enjoy your workout. Eat healthy, feel good, and you will fall into something that works for you. Things I do won't be perfect for everyone. Likewise, what works for a guy won't be as fun or convenient for a girl. So it's a case of trial and error. Try lots of different workouts. Look at lots of different things online. Follow lots of different fitness enthusiasts, celebrities, personal trainers. And you will soon see what you really do enjoy. Might be something that you never expected to find fun. I used to love cardio. I used to be a cardio bunny, running on a treadmill for minutes and hours on end, training for a marathon and things. Then I got into bodybuilding. I started lifting weights. Absolutely loved it. Competed in my first contest, got my pro card. Like, boom. Insane. I never would have thought that I'd love weightlifting, but I absolutely love it. So glad I tried it. Stepped out of my comfort zone. Really, really enjoy it. Imran says, you're hardworking, very good. I like it. Your life is very nice. Thank you. And John says, you're looking awesome. Thank you, John. Thanks, guys. Yes, that has been a fun ab session today. As I say, I hope that has shed some light into the kind of things that I do to help to maintain my physique after having children. Again, I'm at the heaviest I've ever been right now because I'm not competing. I've had a lovely indulgent summer. Not really having naughty food, but definitely having large portions, drinking cocktails, and kind of living a really happy, fulfilling life, which I balance with exercise. Whoa, okay, that is burnout. I'm done. Travis says, if you can see this, say something. Hi, I can see it. Lau says nice. MD says nice. Sabu says hi. Hi, guys. So thanks for joining me today. I will continue to come back and answer your questions. Now that I'm about to sign off, we can play some bingo, which Millie has very patiently set up. Do some fun summer holiday things, and then I will come back and join you all soon, my darlings. Thank you, Gable, for being very well behaved. You've been a very good boy. And for my lovely kisses. Yes, you can have a clock piece.
How much hot pieces?
Should we go and have a look? Should we show you Gabriel's reward chart? This is a great way to motivate kids into being helpful and kind. Gabriel loves clocks.
Millie's reward chart, my reward.
Yes. Gabriel has a reward chart.
I've only got 3 left.
Millie has crystals on her reward chart. Gabriel has clock pieces. When he completes the whole clock, he gets a reward. So, Gabriel, you have number 11 for being a very good, kind and helpful boy.
And what do I do?
You put number
Being
11.
very, very patient.
Yes, that's what you get for that. So,
Oh, I want number 12.
one reward at a time, Doodles. And you have had your reward, and I'm very pleased with you. Thank you, darling.
For when I complete my clock chart.
Yes.
Do you know I want again?
What would you like to have when you complete your chart?
Really very expensive.
A very expensive thing.
It begins with a Nintendo.
Oh, he wants a new
And a
Nintendo if he completes his reward chart. We'll see what Father Christmas says, Doodles. So yeah, I can just show you if it's made any difference to my stomach today. Probably results won't be very instant. You always do feel a good pump after a workout. That's big sweat. Sorry, guys.
Bag, we will.
Yes, Gabriel has a reward bag and he gets a treat for completing his clock. So thanks for joining, and I'm feeling the burn right now. Very burny. And I will see you all soon, guys. Take care and have an awesome Wednesday.